If you've ever been in Penang, you will agree that aside from the food, the traffic on the island has attained legendary status, and it only gets worse over a long weekend. The good news is that the state has come up with the Penang Transport Master Plan, which aims to have public transport accounting for a 40% share of traffic activity in Penang by 2030. The bad news? It's extremely expensive. The worst news? It might not even work. The Penang Transport Master Plan, as we know it, involves the construction of LRT and monorail lines, 3 new highways, an undersea tunnel, and 3 whopping huge islands on reclaimed land. Locals say that all these projects are excessive, expensive, and worse, don't solve the traffic problem. Kind of like using a bazooka to kill a fly. The Penang Transport Master Plan is driven by a group of property and construction players known as SRS Consortium, where 60% is controlled by Gamuda and the remaining 40% is split equally between 2 local Penang property players, Ideal Property Group and Loy Po Yen Holdings, costing an eye-watering 46 billion ringgit, which is to be partially funded through the reclamation of the aforementioned 3 huge man-made islands where the ROI comes from selling industrial, housing and commercial developments. Now, the locals want none of that. They've banded together to form the Penang Forum, opposing the infrastructure-heavy version of the master plan. They want the Penang Transport Master Plan to more closely follow the proposals made in an original study done in 2013 by the transport consultants Halcro, which has since been bought over by CH2M. Halcro's solution is much cheaper at 27 billion ringgit, calling instead for fewer new roads and highways, i.e. reducing traffic by instead using buses on dedicated lanes and trams. Halcro's and the Penang Forum's argument centers on what's known as the brass paradox, where more roads lead instead to more, not less congestion. Halcro therefore advocates supplanting cars on highways with buses and trams, which are cheaper, quieter, faster to deploy, and which instead take cars off the roads instead of putting more on. Now, the Penang Forum has criticized SRS's plan of being a mega infrastructure bonanza and more of a property and construction play rather than a fit-for-purpose traffic alleviation solution.
By the way, none of these people, 2 are property companies, the other one is a construction company. They are not transport experts. They come out with a plan which does not solve the mobility and transport needs.
Nor, for example, does the Halcro solution include an undersea tunnel or cable car system, which may be nice to have, but which Penangites might struggle to pay off. Not forgetting, though, amongst all this fuss, that the traffic hasn't gone away and trapped Penangites still want a transport master plan, though perhaps not the kind suggested by SRS. Now, if you're a shareholder in Gamuda, I do feel sorry for you, because given its recent woes in terms of losing the ECRL and MRT Line 3, it seems that, yeah, for sure, they badly need another big project to sink their teeth and expensive equipment into. As a Penangite first, though, whether or not they're the right people to solve Penang's traffic remains questionable. Let me just say this, though. I've experienced both MRT lines in KL, which Gamuda was instrumental in building, and to be honest, they're damn good. So who's to say a well-executed transport master plan won't be amazing for Penang? Plus, with Seagate cutting 3,000 jobs and Western Digital saying bye-bye, the economic multiplier effects from this mega project will help ease the pain. I mean, look at how Hong Kong and Singapore have both benefited from modern transport infrastructure. So in short, what Penang needs now is an alignment of sorts, perhaps a blend of Halcro's and SRS's proposals. Speaking for my fellow islanders, the last thing we want to have is bickering and more delays in solving a traffic problem that deteriorates by the day. Me, I want fewer engines on the road and therefore lower carbon emissions, so I'm leaning in favor of Halcro's proposals, even though it's arguably less exciting. Ultimately though, development is inevitable, so unless we want to follow Bhutan and shun modernity, progress as we know it is a mere matter of when, not if. Done right, future generations will benefit. Done wrong, and everybody suffers, including us Penangites, who may end up paying for a white elephant. Just saying.